Okay, this is video, I believe video 4 on my reading list. I've got, oh, the Nocturnal, sorry. This is actually a book we got for the kids, the girls, so probably gonna be reading this to them. It's, sorry if you hear Indian in the background. The first one is The Mysterious Abductions, which we did get. So, and you can hear in the background, it's all good though. So, the first one, The Mysterious Abductions, it's about three creatures. I believe one is a fox, one is a sugar glider, and I don't remember what the third one is. It's not an owl. I can't really see it on here. It's almost like a little pangolin, or maybe it's a raccoon or something. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Or maybe I don't. Oh, here we go. It looks like it's a sloth, a fox, and a sugar glider. Maybe you can make that out. I think that's what those are supposed to be. I know the sugar glider just because it's stuck in my head. But anyway, this is a series of books, so I thought the girls would enjoy it. They really like foxes, so I figured we'll check that one out for them. In the meanwhile, also I've been sort of on a Grail bent lately. So the Holy Grail, Carter Scott. This one seems to be pretty good. It's part of the Mysteries of History collection, if you can make that out at the top up here. So haven't gone through all of it yet, but I am a sucker for Grail lore. I believe I have, I don't want to misrepresent, probably between 15 to 20 books just on the Grail itself of different types, maybe more. Not counting the books on the Arthurian cycle that contain the Grail that are like about King Arthur or Merlin. Not counting books about the Middle Ages in general, or the Dark Ages, or even books about the Bible or extra biblical text, but just on the Grail itself. I just find it fascinating, very fascinating. The Cup of Destiny, The Quest for the Grail by Trevor Ravenscroft. I've said this before in a video, don't know if anyone has cared to see it, but Trevor Ravenscroft was an inspiration for Professor Abner Ravenwood of Indiana Jones. You don't actually see the good professor because he's already gone by the time Indiana sees Marion Ravenwood. But you get the Ravenwood from Ravenscroft. He wrote another book I have called The Spear of Destiny, and how Hitler inverted the power of the spear to try to conquer the world. I think that's the whole title. So it's a really good book. He does get into some esoteric and some astrology, those types of things, which I'm not big on, to be honest with you. But the history behind it, very, very good. And also possibly the philosophy. He does talk a lot about the obsession of people throughout history for the Grail and for the Spear of Destiny. Because as we all know, right, according to legend, the Spear of Destiny, whoever holds the spear, whoever wields it, whether for good or for evil, has the power to rule the world. Charlemagne supposedly had it. Of course, we know about Longinus, those legends. If you guys don't know, let me know, and I'll be happy to share those. Saint Maurice, or Saint Maurice, who was actually African, but he was a leader in he was a Roman centurion, and he was a leader of his, I want to say legion, it might not be a legion, but I do believe it was, and he was a martyr. He refused to kill at one point because of his Christian experience. He had been baptized or converted, and he refused to kill, so they ordered what was called the decimation, which was every 10th person was executed in his command. And when they still wouldn't comply with Rome, they did another decimation where every 10th person of the survivors was killed, up until they were all pretty much just destroyed. So that's where we get decimation from also, in case anybody wants to know a fun history fact. The word decimation comes from 1 in every 10, and what they did is they would put 1 in every 10 to death. So kind of gory and gruesome, I know. Lastly, for the Grail, I think today anyway, we have Kings of the Grail, tracing the historic journey of the Cup of Christ from Jerusalem to modern-day Spain. I know I'm talking fast. It's actually not the caffeine. I know people say that, but it's not really the caffeine. I just tend to talk really fast, and I don't want to bore people. In fact, when people start laughing when I read really quickly, but I tend to do so with enough clarity and articulation that they can at least hear. So anyway, this one is newer to me. I get a lot of used books for very, very little money. I get whatever deals I can, even if it's like $1 and a few dollars shipping. Or I'll do like a 2 for 3 deal, or buy one, get one type of thing. And I go on Amazon a lot and try to find some really inexpensive materials when I need them. I also have about 2,500 to 3,000 books in storage. And I've got, probably here at the apartment, I've got about maybe 400 or so, maybe 5. And I try to go digital, but there's nothing like that feeling, that tactile, being able to touch a book, for lack of a better term. So those are the current Grail ones that I'm researching on the Holy Grail. And they go back to, of course, Arthur. We've got Parsifal. We've got the Fisher King. We've got Joseph of Arimathea, which I am like, I don't want to say obsessed over, but I love the idea of Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea. And Joseph of Arimathea going to the Tin Islands, the British Islands, because he was a tin trader. And possibly, like the legends go, possibly Mary's uncle or great uncle, the Virgin Mary, mother of Jesus. So, and also in certain legends and lore, the husband of Mary Magdalene, who I would consider, I don't have any biblical evidence for this. Well, evidence, yes, but it doesn't come out and say it. But Mary Magdalene was actually, her actions and what she was and how close she was to Christ, I would say that she would be considered a disciple and possibly one of the first and also an apostle of Christ in the New Testament church in the book of Acts. So anyway, I will go for now, and I will talk to you guys later and have some more books for you. Oh, and if you have any books you would like me to read or review or say, hey, you should check this out, this is really cool, I think you'd like it, I love that. I love it when people give me some really good pointers, when they give me some really good advice or some really good references. Absolutely. All right, so God bless everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry, my voice is kind of in and out, and the lighting isn't great. I'm in the room because everybody else is in the living room, and I'm talking extremely fast and not looking at the camera like I should. I know. I get it. I'm so flawed, guys. Thanks for bearing with. Take care.